So it's pickleball season, and even though it's an inferior sport to tennis, here are the most common injuries that I see in patients who present to my clinic. So firstly, shoulder injuries and rotator cuff tears due to repetitive overhead movements in pickleball. Secondly, hamstring tears, having to perform explosive movements and changes of direction in quick succession can result in this injury. And finally, knee injuries, meniscus tears and ACL tears. Once again, it's a cutting and pivoting sport, and these structures can get injured. So if you experience any of these injuries, the first step is always a standard treatment, which is rest, ice, and anti-inflammatories. But if the pain persists despite those initial measures, seek out an orthopedic specialist and have your injury evaluated.